So, that is a really cool concept, and I really hope that it's helping you guys kind of move in the direction of that which you want too. Because as much as I love this concept, as much as I like to talk about it within my own life and whatnot, I never know exactly how to explain it to somebody else because it is so innate. It's within you, but it's not conscious. It's not like you understand it mentally. It's an internal knowing. It's a heart knowing or a right brain knowing. It's not necessarily logical or rational, but at the same time, undeniable. Hello everybody and welcome. I wasn't actually sure if I wanted to make a video today because, I had a couple good ideas, but by the time that I actually got down here to record it, I was like, maybe not, maybe so. And the reason mainly is because I don't have like a clear idea of what exactly I want to talk about. But I figured maybe I'd go into the concept of letting go. I know that this is a very common issue for a lot of us, and it's something that we definitely could learn more about and be exposed to more often because it is so vital in achieving. As far as making videos goes, for me though, this has been kind of a new experience because usually when I don't feel like making a video, it's because I'm in like a low emotional state. But I guess now it's more that I just don't necessarily feel like it's necessary anymore, and so then I only want to make videos when I want to make them. And so here I am, I actually want to make this video, but I don't have the clear path anymore. And my guess is this has occurred because I'm coming to new understandings and new levels of understanding, I guess, as far as how manifestation works, how life works best, and all these other things, mostly due to my study of reality transurfing, which to me is actually a reminder of the same lessons I've learned from Abraham Hicks. So it's kind of like I'm restudying old lessons and connecting to them on a deeper level. What's been cool is through this process of letting go of my own control and my own desire to fight, I have reached a level of peace and serenity that I haven't been in for a long time, and I have to tell you, I absolutely love this feeling. I mean, this is probably the second time I've been in this kind of emotional state for a long period of time, and it is awesome. I mean, it's like the world sparkles around you, everything is like brighter, all the colors are more vibrant. I mean, it's really cool. Even with like the stuff that I draw on my wall, and like it has nothing on nature. Like absolutely nothing. I wish I could translate the colors of nature and that smooth kind of texture to my own drawings. I think that would be awesome. But that's kind of the cool thing about nature, I guess, is that it's completely uncopyable. Unreplicatable, whatever the word is that's supposed to be used there. So I kind of want to help you guys reach the same emotional state that I'm in, and the best way that I can really describe how to get there is you have to kind of lay down your weapons and just know that whatever happens is good and is moving you in the direction of that which you want. And that's kind of what reality transurfing is all about, is this concept of you make a decision and then you live with the knowledge that it's going to come so you don't have to worry about it anymore. And you can aid the process along by visualizing and playing with the ideas and all these other things. And perhaps the single most important part of it is to know what it is that you truly want, and not on a intellectual level, but on a spiritual level. Like what truly matters to you. The question that he asks in the book is, what would turn your life into a continuous celebration? That's how you know it's something that your soul wants. That's how you know it's something your heart wants. It's because you think of that and your whole world lights up. Like you think of achieving that and you go, my life would be awesome. it would be a complete party all the time, or whatever the case may be. Obviously, my version of a party is probably more sedated than a lot of people's versions because, you know, I'm cool with the peaceful, serene kind of party, whereas other people might be more interested in the exciting, thrilling, drug-induced kind of party. I don't know. I'm not talking about the drug-induced party, although it might be like that for you. But for me, it's more about the peace and the serenity, the concept of I'm okay, I'm good, tomorrow's going to be amazing, you know, today is amazing, and whatever it is that I want is going to be here sooner than I realize and in perfect timing, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I told you in a previous video that I have definitely fallen into the trap of fighting on many occasions. This whole concept of I need to change myself in order to get the life that I want has been a trap I've fallen into more than once, and probably will again. I don't know. Hopefully not, but who can say? But this whole concept of I need to change me, I need to fight for what I want, I need to make it happen, these actions, these thoughts, they all stem from a sense of doubt. Because honestly, if you think that you're going to have something, there is no reason to fight for it because it's already yours. And that's kind of what this book describes, is this concept of allow the things in your life that are yours, that are naturally yours in. That's all you have to do. You don't have to fight for them. You don't have to argue for your right to have them. You don't have to force them to come because they're already yours. They already belong to you, and they were already the path. They were already on the path that your life was meant to go down. And if you're truly listening to your heart and your soul, you're going to want exactly the things that are yours because you're you, and your heart and soul knows that. So I understand how this can sometimes be translated into fate and whatnot, and to a certain degree it could be fate, but it's a kind of fate that you created through your experience of life. So, you know, the question then becomes, you know, did I come to this earth with a path lined up for me, or did I come to this earth and create the path for myself and now I'm just lining up with it? I don't know. It's really hard to say. My guess is if you think about the you that exists as being a part of the greater consciousness, then it is a little bit of both, because you come down knowing that you want to create and live a life in this particular body as this particular individual with these particular preferences, and develop new preferences and likes and wants along the way, and then experience this physical life with that former or base knowledge that isn't necessarily mentally understood, but is understood by the body, understood by the soul, to guide you in the direction that you want to go. So yes, your preferences and your desires and your wants are shifting on a day-to-day basis, but the innate desire of your soul, the concept of being happy, is one that we all come down to earth with. You know, this concept of I want to enjoy life and to experience the things that bring me joy and happiness and celebration. I think that is probably how this whole thing goes. And I have debated many, many times how exactly this concept of fate versus destiny versus, you know, choice or chance. It's really hard to say which factors play which parts. If the world is a simulation, you know, how much of it was pre-programmed and how much of it is spontaneously produced through like machine learning or whatever the case may be. You know, how much is user generated and how much is programmed in. And you can't really tell for sure. I mean, even in a video game, you can't always be sure because, I mean, obviously it's programmed in, but the ending you get could be entirely different from the ending that somebody else gets because you made different choices along the way. So yes, the choices were pre-programmed in, but you chose the particular ones that you picked. You know, and obviously video games are smaller versions, if they relate to life at all. They're smaller versions of life simulation. But if you think of life as a video game, then you understand that everything that you could possibly think of and want has already been programmed into the game. Every choice you could possibly make has already been programmed in. It already leads you down a certain path, and it works with all the other decisions you've made to create a unique experience for you. But if you wanted to have something that was completely out of this world, not pre-programmed in, I'm not sure that's possible. But at the same time, you couldn't come up with it because it just doesn't exist. It wouldn't even register in your head because it's not an option. It's not even in the game. So that's kind of how this whole concept, I think, functions, which is why simulation theory appeals so much to me, because I'm like, I totally get that. I can totally relate. Part of this could be the fact that my parents were programmers, and I studied computer programming myself, and enjoy video game making, and interactive fiction. But my guess is these are like minor reflections of how life actually works, which is a really fun idea. And when you start looking at life as a game, you also take it less seriously. So honestly, even if you don't believe in simulation theory, it might benefit you to look at the world as a game, because that means you're no longer looking at things and saying, I have to have this or I'll die, therefore creating all kinds of issues for yourself because you're putting up all these expectations of what you have to have in order to get. And therefore you're not creating doubt. So if you treat life like it's a game, then you know that decisions are always going to come up. You're going to know that you have so many options to choose from. You're going to pick one, and then you're going to see what happens afterwards. And whatever happens afterwards is somewhat predictable. I mean, you may not know that that's the result when you make the decision, but you can see how the line follows out. Then how you translate the events, that is what shapes the nature of your next decision. The perception you have is in fact another decision that you're making. So if, for example, you want something in your life and then you lose your job along the way, you can look at that and go, oh, that's terrible, that sucks, I lost my job and now I'm going to live in squalor. And just in that perception, you've shifted to a new lifeline, essentially, a new storyline where you're actually moving in the direction of homelessness and squalor. You do have other options along the way, though, where you can choose to go back to another life path or another storyline or whatever the case may be, but you will never be able to change that decision. So even if you made that decision, changed your mind to something else, and then jumped back up to the original lifeline, you still have this little divot in your lifeline. And you can always jump around from lifeline to lifeline based on your decision, which is cool. It's a really cool concept. But yeah, it's really awesome to think about life this way, because then you really start to get it a little bit better. You really start to understand that you don't need to take things so seriously. And as somebody who tends to be very serious, I understand the desire to take things seriously. But the truth is, we have no idea how to accomplish the things that we want. Most of the time, they're going to come somewhat spontaneously, and we're going to be like, wow, I had no idea that was the thing that was going to work to get me to that which I wanted. So you have to be careful about judging what happens. You have to be careful about saying that you're stuck because you chose to perceive something negatively. You always have the option to go back to a better lifeline. You always have the option to pursue the things that really matter to you, and the only thing that's getting in your way is you. And the way in which you're getting in your way is by saying, I'm not worthy of this. And that's typically what this whole fighting concept comes down to. When you're fighting, you're pretty much saying to yourself, I am not good enough to have this yet. So now I need to make sure that I am good enough so that I can get it. But the truth is, you're already worthy. You're already there. You already have it. You don't have to worry about being worthy of it anymore. You already are. It's already yours. All you have to do is allow it into your life. All you have to do is make the decision to go back to the lifeline that follows the journey of your heart. So, that is a really cool concept, and I really hope that it's helping you guys kind of move in the direction of that which you want too. because as much as I love this concept, as much as I like to talk about it within my own life and whatnot, I never know exactly how to explain it to somebody else because it is so innate. It's within you, but it's not conscious. You know, it's not like you understand it mentally. It's an internal knowing. It's a heart knowing or a right brain knowing. You know, it's not necessarily logical or rational, but at the same time undeniable, which is what makes it so cool. You know, you just know. And I hope that you guys can just know at some point soon, because it is a lot of fun. But I'm going to end the video there. It did turn out to be significantly longer than I thought. I mean, here I am at 15 minutes of my recording. I mean, it'll probably be less for you guys. But, you know, that was a lot more than I thought I would get. So, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so that you're notified when my new videos are posted. If you have any video ideas or concepts that you wish I would discuss, feel free to leave those in the comment section. If you have any general wonderings or, you know, like, issues with this video, I don't know, you could write those in the comment section too. I don't really have a preference for what you write, but it would be really cool to see what you guys think. So, yes, definitely comment in the comment section below. And last of all, if you are willing to support me on Patreon, I would greatly appreciate your support. I think it would be awesome to have you guys helping me out there. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.